So Google's newest truly wireless headbuds have a lot of competition to face. With companies like Amazon, Samsung, Apple all bringing established offerings to the market, they really need to stand out to make a splash. Luckily, Google Pixel Buds 2 is not only a superior offering for audio lovers, but bolster a sleeker design, feel extremely comfortable, and have plenty of intuitive features that give any wireless headbuds a run for their money. So I've been using the Google Pixel Buds now for about a couple of weeks, and I really like and enjoy using these headbuds. They have this really unique circular design that you don't see on some of the other headbuds that are on the market. Most of the other headbuds, with the exception of probably the Airpods, look fairly close to being the same, but Google Pixel Buds really kind of stand out from the pack, and they have that kind of uniqueness going for them that the Airpods do. And it was one of the main things that kind of stood out to me, both when I saw them in the presentation and both when I unboxed them and started using them to begin with. When I'm walking around, people tend to notice these headbuds because they stick out just a little bit more than the normal ones. And I really like that Google went with this kind of unique circular design that really stands out, but that circular design allows for a bigger surface for some of the touch controls, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. And man, that case that it comes with is also on point. Now I know it's just a case, right? But if you've ever used the AirPods and you've experienced how portable and well designed that case is, you're basically getting the same thing with the Google Pixel Buds 2. I really like the way the build of the case feels, that snap back and forth, and the way that the buds just snap into the case and securely fasten for charging is fantastic, and it's something that I just really can't explain how awesome it feels. The buds themselves don't weigh too much. They just weigh 0.8 ounces per bud and 2.3 ounces with the charging case itself. So they're extremely light, extremely portable, and not something that you're gonna feel carrying around in your pocket. Now, fortunately, the case itself isn't just there for looks. It acts as a charger as well, which is nothing new if you've dealt with wireless buds before. This case will give you about 24 hours worth of charging time with the buds themselves. And speaking of overall general battery life, I am a long listener. I tend to have really long listening sessions, so battery life for wireless buds plays heavily into my decision on which bud to purchase. The Pixel Buds are going to give you about 5 hours worth of battery time. That's what Google's saying anyway. On my end, when I use them, I got about 4.5 hours, but I'm using them continuously without any kind of break. I'm usually just going through a full listening session, jumping from YouTube videos to music to answering phone calls and just listening to things in general. So without any breaks, I was able to get 4.5 hours, which is not great, but it's not terrible either. And the case actually charges them up pretty quickly. So even when I was running out of battery life, if I popped them in the case within 30 to 45 minutes, I was back to a full charge and not have to worry about it too much. And like I said, since I'm the kind of person that consistently listens for long durations of time, other than the battery life, comfort really plays a role in the headbuds that I choose. Next to sound quality, in my opinion, comfort level of headbuds is probably the next thing, because it doesn't matter how well something sounds. If you can't keep them in your ears for longer than an hour, what's the point of purchasing them? They could have the best sound in the world, but if they don't feel comfortable in your ears, they suck. And luckily for me, the Google Pixel Buds were extremely comfortable. There were points when I had them in my ears for just a long duration of time, I forgot that I had the headbuds actually in my ears themselves. They come with your standard 3 silicone tips, so you can adjust based on the fit that you want or the seal that you want within your ear. And the buds even feature kind of like a small wing that secures the buds a little bit more firmly in your ear and gives you the ability to kind of tilt or move them to increase the seal that you're getting for better sound quality, and also just to secure them a lot better in your ear itself. Now, ironically, the fit is where your mileage may vary just a little bit. I've had people try them on who hated them. They didn't fit well in their ears. They just couldn't find the right secureness. They felt like they were going to fall out. I've seen YouTube videos of people saying the same thing, but I've also had people try it on that said they fit perfectly and felt like they didn't have anything in their ears at all. So this is kind of the weird part where with these buds, your mileage may vary. You're going to have to change out the tips. You're going to have to kind of find or fine tune your perfect fit. Hopefully they fit in your ears properly. For me though, I had no issues with the fit at all, and the comfort level of them were pretty awesome. Now, connect wise, Google actually tries to offer a quick connect feature that's similar to what you would get with the AirPods when you open up the Pixel Bud case. Your phone is going to automatically detect it and give you the ability to connect. This works on and off. It worked pretty well on my Android phone. It didn't work too well on my iPhone, but that's to be expected. Other than that, you can pair them just like a regular Bluetooth device. They have Bluetooth 5.0, and once you're connected, for the most part, I didn't have any kind of big connection issues. I was streaming my media just fine. I didn't lose any kind of connection. I didn't have any hiccups. And one of the coolest things in the world is I was bouncing from connection to connection. So I had it connected to my phone, I had it connected to my tablet, I was using it on my laptop. It seamlessly moved between the devices without an issue. One of the interesting issues I did have is because I was using this to take phone calls a lot, I would use one bud at a time. So I'd have one bud in like my left ear and have the other one in the case charging. When it came time for me to actually switch buds, I would run into this weird issue where when I would switch the buds, it would lose connection to whatever device I was currently connected to. And in order to regain connection, I would actually literally have to put both buds back into the case, hold the connection button at the back of the case, and reconnect it to the device. It didn't happen all the time, but it happened often enough for it to become a nuisance. Now the Pixel Buds 2 also incorporates a lot of touch and slide gestures, and that's what I'm talking about. That big real estate really comes in handy in that circular design that Google chose to go with. You have the ability to, of course, press 1 to pause, play your music, double tap to go forward, but you can also slide your fingers forward to increase the volume, slide your fingers backward to decrease the volume. Now the touch gestures were kind of a hit or miss for me. For the most part, playing, pausing, skipping, rewinding, all that stuff worked perfectly. When it came to actually sliding my fingers across the surface to increase or decrease the volume, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes I just ended up having to default to my phone or to the Google Assistant in order to raise and lower the volume. Now, one of the coolest things about this particular headbuds is that it manages to use the Google Assistant so well. It's extremely responsive. Even in loud areas, you're able to, with a medium tone, say the Google command and the assistant pops right up. Not to mention that it handles basic commands really well, like checking the weather, checking your calendar. It can even read notifications and messages to you. And of course, it has that great integration with the different applications that you have on your phone, like Google Music, YouTube Music, Spotify. I'm not a big proponent of using the virtual assistant. It's like talking to yourself, especially when you're in public. It looks kind of weird, maybe not so much in this day and age, but these buds handled it really well. Again, you gave that command, it popped right up, and you can basically navigate and do a lot of the things on your phone. And I found that it was a lot better for me than when I was using some of the other virtual assistants like Alexa or Siri. It just felt a little bit more natural, and it felt like the Google Assistant was just able to accomplish a lot more. Being able to do things like read my text messages or messages that are coming in without taking my phone out of my pocket became really, really convenient. Now, when it comes to sound, which is no doubt one of the most important things in a headset, these actually sound pretty phenomenal. I was extremely pleasantly surprised at how well, how full, how robust, how clean the sound coming out of these things were. I would even go as far as to say that this is some of the best sound that I've gotten out of some buds in a really long time. Now, my one and only complaint with the sound is that it could be a little bit louder. Sometimes the sound was just not loud enough for me to be truly and fully immersed into the music or entertainment that was going on my phone. Now, these don't have noise cancellation. They have something that Google calls adaptive sound, which basically just optimizes the volume based on the environmental noise that's around you. And turning this option on actually noticeably makes a difference how the buds sound in louder environments. And there's even an application that gives you the ability to turn on and off settings and fine-tune the buds to your liking just a little bit more. It basically gives you some help on how to use them, how to use their features to the fullest potential. You can even get a reading on your battery life for both the buds and the case itself, which is vital information and comes in handy a lot. So with these Google Pixel Buds 2, Google tried to offer kind of a robust experience for the users, giving you a nice, sleek, and cool design. It's giving you that application that runs on your phone for some more fine tuning, and it has that Google Assistant and the ability to access all these features. But it really comes down to whether you should purchase these or not, because they are still $180. That's not that expensive on the price scale, but it's right there. And can you really justify spending $180 on these? I would definitely recommend them. If you're looking for a set of truly wireless headbuds, these are actually pretty cool. The price is a little bit higher than some of the other ones like the Amazon Echo Buds that are on the market, and you're not getting some of the great features like the noise cancellation that you're getting on some of the other buds themselves. But that adaptive noise control is really good for canceling out ambient noise. The sound quality in these things, again, again are phenomenal. Some of the best sound I've heard out of buds in a really long time. Just the ability for Google's Assistant to navigate your phone and do some of the things that you need to do without ever taking your phone out of your pocket is definitely a big plus as well. So all in all, yeah, definitely recommend you at least checking this out if you're looking for a set of truly wireless buds. The Google Pixel Buds 2 are legit. They're actually pretty great, and they're the buds that I'm going to be using for the foreseeable future, at least until I review something else. Anyway guys, I always like to know what you guys think. Go ahead and comment in the comment section down below. Are you looking for a set of truly wireless buds? What are you currently looking at? Or do you currently own a set of truly wireless buds that you're very satisfied with? Share those in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Definitely helps the channel. With that subscribe button and that bell for notification so you don't miss when we release some cool, helpful content like this one. Until next time, guys, I'm going to put our review of the Amazon Echo Buds and the AirPod Pros here so you can check those out, especially if you're looking for wireless buds. It gives you a full rounded vision of some of the options that are currently available. And of course, guys, thank you so much again for checking out the video. And until next time, make sure to stay safe.